Women.
Women.
False identity.
Oh, you wanted to say something about...
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what you got to say about...
Makeup.
Women wearing makeup.
No.
What did you want to say?
I want to talk about women wearing makeup.
What about it?
Makeup! False identity. Right, let's go.
Right. I actually have a really big... It's not really a big issue with this, actually. It's like an annoyance. Do you know when girls see a guy that's like doing something to either better himself or change,
Yeah.
and they're like, oh, why don't you just be yourself? And then walking around with like 6 foot of fucking makeup on.
Yeah, like
Which,
trowed on.
Yeah, like completely changing their appearance, and then it, like, when you sleep with one of these birds, like you see them with the makeup on, and you're like, oh shit, she's an 8 or something.
Yeah.
Right. And then you wake up next to them and they're like a 3. It was just like, because they spend hours doing the makeup. There's like YouTube videos and shit on how to do it properly, and like they have like these flicky shit on their eyes and stuff,
Yeah, yeah.
and then they have like contour and shit which makes them look like they've got cheekbones, so they can literally make up on features that are desirable but not actually have them.
They can get away with it.
Yeah, and they can get away with it because, well, it's a massive market. Every girl does it. So it's not, in today's society, it's not considered a problem, or it's not looked down upon or anything like that.
No, it's just the norm thing to do.
Yeah, and then if you were to ask them about it, they'd be like, oh, I just do it to make myself feel better. Well, you obviously fucking don't. You do it to make yourself look better than you actually look. And then, like, you'll have guys that go to the gym, work really hard to get bigger, and then they wear a vest or something to, like, show off what they've done. And then girls are like, oh, that's so try-hard. And you're just like...
Yeah, you're wearing all this
you're
makeup.
wearing, like, £200 worth of makeup.
And you're going to wash it off in the morning.
Yeah, and then put it back on.
And I've got to see your face when it's off.
Yeah.
I'd rather see a girl's face, which has nothing on, and see how beautiful she looks.
And then you
how,
can decide...
how fit she is.
Yeah, then you can decide, like, if in your opinion they are attractive and that's someone that you want to be with. That would make, like, the selection process a lot easier.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, like, I start, when I'm checking a girl out, I'm pretty sure everyone does it. You
Yeah.
start from the bottom, and you work your way up.
I don't. I start from the top and work my way down.
Well,
The first thing I look at is the face. If I can, like, if I'm behind them, then obviously it's the ass.
yeah. Pull a Jeffrey on them.
Yeah, pull the Jeffrey. But yeah, it's kind of like if a guy was to put a mask on of, like, Tom Cruise,
Yeah.
walk around with the Tom Cruise mask on, and then, like, in the morning take it off, and they'd be like, oh my god, you tricked me.
Yeah, it's false identity.
It's basically the same thing.
It's like in the film with Tom Cruise.
Yeah, but it's, like, justified.
You know, Mission Impossible, when he wears that mask.
Yeah.
It's like that. It's just
It's like the many-faced god out of Game of Thrones. It just puts on anyone's face.
pretty much.
That's basically what they're doing. Like, they're upgrading themselves.
Upgrade. It's like a robot. You're talking like a robot.
Upgrade.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what annoys me as well?
What?
Do you know when you have like Instagram models and shit, and girls that walk around that are fully done up with makeup, and like they're wearing a push-up bra and like tight jeans, and they're trying to look as sexy as possible, basically.
Yeah.
And then they moan about guys staring at them. And it's like, well, what?
Why do you dress like that?
Why do you dress to show off, and then get annoyed when guys stare? Like, that's what you're dressing for.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, like, I'm not going as far to say, like, women that are sexually abused or, like, raped and things like that, like, bring it on themselves by dressing that way. I'm not going that far. I think that's 100% down to, like, the rapist. Like, it's their fault 100%. All I'm saying is, you can't moan about something that you're causing. and you know that you're causing it.
Yeah.
Like, if you were built like a fucking tank, and you had an 8-pack, and you were really good looking, and you walked around with your shirt off all the time, and then you're like, ugh, why is everyone looking at me? It's the same thing. It's like
it's don't expect to show something off, and not have anyone look.
yeah, but that's the thing. They know that people are gonna look. They expect that. They know that's what they dress for.
Yeah, it's the same with. Oh, I've just brought a Ferrari. Can you not look at it, please?
Yeah, it's like driving
You know?
down the street in your Ferrari. Like, nobody look.
I was about to say 6'4", but
Cruising down the street.
in my 6'4".
Yeah, that really gets on my nerves. Almost as much as White Knights.
White knighting.
White Knights, like, don't do this pick-up shit on girls. You can do it in a more gentlemanly way. All you have to do is smile at a stranger and then see if you have anything in common, if there's any chemistry there. It's like, when does that ever work for you?
They're the sort of guys that will, like, they come in with all suited and booted
Yeah.
and give their fair maiden a cloth to show their gratitude of love
Yeah.
and trying to get their appreciation. It's just like, no.
Yeah.
Like, for me, that, like, in girls, I don't think they'd really like that.
It's like, I seen a video with Owen, RSD Tyler. He put this video up of, he was standing outside a club and he was talking to a load of girls. Like, everyone's having fun, everyone's smiling, like he was kissing these 2 girls at once. But they were both laughing, everyone was having fun. And there was this guy there, this white knight, he was standing next to him and he was like, you shouldn't do that to women. It's like degrading or something. So right, so Owen starts laughing, and he's like, "Well, what would you suggest? Like, teach me. How would you do it? Teach me." And this guy was like, "You just look at a stranger and smile, and then if they want to talk to you, they come over and you talk and see if you've got any chemistry." And Owen was like, "All right, I'm gonna try it now. I'm gonna try it." So he runs off. He sees a stranger and he goes. Like, just
Massive smile on his
smile
face.
straight in her face, and like she just walked straight past him and was like, it didn't work. And the guy was like, he kept saying like, you don't need to do this, it's degrading to women. Like, all he was doing was talking to him, and they were like having a laugh. And then these 2 girls came out to Owen and started like kissing him at the same time, and this guy's face was just like a picture. He was just distraught. He was like,
Of how it works.
yeah, because he really thought that his way worked, and what Owen was doing was degrading to women, and he thought he was white knighting and like saving the women. He was like, you don't need to get with this guy. This guy's a player. I'm the one for you. I'm the white knight. I believe women should have rights and like all this shit. Not that women shouldn't have rights. They definitely should.
But surely he's wrong in that fact because, I mean, Owen's getting off with them right in front of him.
And they're having fun. It's not like he grabs them by the hair and like fucking forces them to kiss him or anything. It's like they're coming to him.
Yeah.
So he's doing something right, obviously.
I think at the start of, like, meeting girls, they don't want you to be all lovey-dovey and, like, oh, yeah, come here. They like fun. They're attracted to fun.
Yeah, women are massively attractive to fun, secure people, like people that are secure with themselves. So if you're comfortable in your own skin,
Le confidence.
yeah, if you're comfortable with who you are, and they can tell that when they talk to you. So like when you're grounded and you tell the truth, and you're, I don't know, really unapologetic about who you are.
Yeah,
So
you're
it's
just
not
who
like-
you are.
Yeah, so you are just you, and you're not apologising for it. You're just embracing it, and you're expressing that to them, and they can tell that you're not trying to be someone else. That's what I found is the biggest, like, way of attracting people in general. Just by being yourself and owning it.
Yeah.
Like, we seen that guy when we went out a few weeks back, who was a gamer, and he was like, oh, I can't get any girls because I'm a gamer. They think it's stupid. I was like, what? Like that's the fucking dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like, I could pull so many girls by saying I was a gamer. Like, that's cool as shit.
Yeah, just own the moment.
It's
and-
because he didn't own it that he wasn't pulling these girls. It's because he was ashamed of it.
Yeah.
Like, you can do anything in the world. If you're ashamed of it, that's going to rub off on them. They're going to think it's shit if you do.
It's
But
like,
if you think it's fucking awesome, say, like, bins.
Yeah.
If you think doing the bins is fucking awesome, she will. Like, if you straight up asked her, do you think doing the bins is awesome? She's probably not going to say yes. But if you express that that's what you do and you love it and it's fucking awesome, she's going to be like, fuck yeah.
yeah, and she's just gonna own the moment because you are.
Exactly.
They're pretty much. They're sort of like a sheep. I don't wanna get into bad points, but they are in a way because they sort of follow what you like.
Yeah, that's what they want though. They want a leader.
Yeah.
They don't. Like, have you ever seen a really hot girl with a guy that wasn't a leader, where like she wore the pants?
No.
Never, because that's not what they want. They don't want someone to babysit and look after and feel superior to. They want a leader who they can look up to and feel supported with and secure.
Yeah.
They want ultimately they want security and fun. If you can provide those two things, and when you talk to them, you're coming off as if you can.
Like a sheep's not looking for another sheep; he's looking for the shepherd.
I think he's trying to run away from the shepherd, actually,
Are
mate.
they? No, I'm pretty sure they're running away from the wolf,
Or the dog.
or the dog. Yeah. But you know what I mean.
Yeah, I
They've
know
still
what
got
you
that
mean.
leading.
I know what you mean. Like, there's wolves and there's sheep, and
And the shepherd.
the women want a wolf. They don't want a sheep. They don't want a follower.
Yeah.
They want a leader, someone that knows their purpose in life, sort of has a mission. Like we were talking about the other day with the careers. Like, don't get a job where you're grinding 9 to 5 if you hate it.
Because you think you have to.
Because you think you have to in order to pay bills, whatever it may be. You don't have to do that. Get a mission. If you get a mission, you're always on your path, and you still got a career. You're still making money. Fair enough, it might not be as much money, but you'll be much happier if it's a mission that you want, as opposed to the one that you're given by modern society, where they say you have to work this shitty job that you don't want to do in order to pay these bills that you don't want to pay, to live in this house that you don't want to live in, to live this lifestyle that you don't want to live, in this country that you don't want to be in, so that you can retire with hardly any money, live a shit life, and then die.
Yeah. So
Like-
you're basically living a shit life to live another shit life.
You're paying to live a shit life that you don't want, and then you die.
Yeah.
It's like you don't have to do that, but in order to get to that point, you have to think outside the box. You have to uncondition yourself from modern society, which is what I'm doing right now, or trying to do right now, where you don't think the same way as everyone else, you don't act the same way as everyone else, and you don't do the same things that everyone else does, else you'll end up like everyone else.
Just trying to be different.
Trying to be different, trying to do what I want to do. Because fuck everyone else. Like, if you can provide a service to other people where you're helping, where you're benefiting the world, do that. Definitely do that. But ultimately, this is your life. Live for you. Don't live for anyone else. You've always got to come first. Like, even if you've got kids, even if you've got a wife and kids, or husband and kids, you should still come first. Because if you're not number one, how can you help them if you're not at your best?
Yeah.
So in order for you to look after them, you have to look after yourself first. Else the services you'll provide to them will be shit.
Yeah.
Basically.
Not just that. I mean, at the end of the day, we're all on this earth, and we're all gonna pass, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I mean, you don't have a bit of selfishness in you.
Yeah.
You're not gonna do the things you want to.
Yeah. That's why I always tell people, be selfish. There's nothing wrong with being selfish. What's wrong with living for yourself? Like, everyone has their own life. If everyone took care of their own life, there would be none of this selfishness, selflessness. It would just be everyone look after themselves. Everyone will be fine.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Some people can't. Like, some people with,
Yeah,
diseases, disabilities. Like, obviously there are exceptions. Look after those people if they're important to you, but ultimately you're number one. You should always be number one.
But with that, we always have, like, in this society we live in,
Yeah.
we have opposites, and of being selfish, you've always got unselfish. So that you're gonna always have that side of you. So where you see somebody that's in distress or something and can't help themselves, you're gonna want to help.
You can help them as long as you're at your best. As long as you've took care of yourself first,
Yeah.
then by all means help as much as you want. I'm not saying this to discourage people from helping anyone else. I'm just saying, how can you help someone else if you haven't helped yourself? Like, what part of you can help if you're not alright with yourself?
Yeah.
It's like, if you're not comfortable in your own skin, if you're not doing what you want to do, if you're not on your purpose, if you're not taking care of your body, taking care of your mind, free from stress and all this other stuff that ultimately drags you down, if you're not doing all of that, how can you possibly help someone else? Because, like,
Can't.
what position are you in to help someone else, to give someone else advice? None. Like, if someone can see that you can't even look after yourself, they're not going to listen to you anyway.
Well, you can't you can't help somebody run a marathon if you've got no legs.
Exactly. It's like when you compete in any sort of sport or hobby, whatever it is, any sort of competition, you're never going to take advice. No, keep going. You're never going to take advice from someone worse than you. So say me and you are tennis players.
Yeah.
Say I'm ranked number 2 in the world.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get to rank number 1.
Yeah.
You're an amateur. You've been playing a few months.
Right.
You give me advice. What's the likelihood I'm going to listen to you?
It's not really going to be
No.
any likeness.
I'll listen, but I'm not really going to take it seriously.
Yeah.
Because you're not at the level that I'm at.
No,
In the
so
same-
it wouldn't equate.
No. It's like, if I'm going to listen to anyone's advice, it's going to be someone that is either at that number 1 spot or helped someone get to that number 1 spot.
Yeah.
So, the way that this translates into everyday life is, why take advice from someone whose life you wouldn't want to live?
Live your own.
I'm just saying, like, if you found someone that was living the kind of life that you wanted to live,
yeah,
you would take advice from them. You would listen to everything they said and you take it on board. But if a homeless man gave you life advice, would you take it seriously?
Well, no, but you don't know what sort of situation he's in. He could be a multi-millionaire.
A homeless man. I'm not saying someone that you see on the street that looks homeless. I'm saying an actual homeless man.
Right.
If he gave you advice about life, if he gave you life advice or financial advice or anything like that, would you take it seriously?
Well, clearly not.
Obviously not, because
You don't want to be in the situation he's in.
yeah, you look at him and you're like, well, if this advice got you here, I'm not going to take that shit.
No.
In the same way, if you're trying to help someone but you're coming from a bad place, they're going to look at you in that bad place and they're going to be like, I don't want to end up like that, so I'm not going to take your advice. So even trying to help someone when you haven't looked after yourself, they're probably not going to accept. To be brutally honest.
Well,
Like, if your mission is to help other people, that's a great mission, but you still have to come first. You still have to be number 1. Because if you put someone else first, you're not at your best. So you won't be able to provide your best services. Do you see what I mean?
I know what you mean. Yeah.
It's like you're not the best version of yourself. You're not really qualified to help other people yet. Until you look after yourself in every aspect that you need to do in order to operate at your full potential, I don't think you should be allowed to help other people.
Well, it's like being at work. You can't train somebody if you've not
haven't
been trained.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
don't know how to do it, how can you train someone else?
You can't.
Or even if you do know how to do it, but you haven't done it for so long,
Yeah.
you can't teach it.
No.
You have to touch up first. You have to refresh. You have to refresh the memories, get the skill back, and then you can teach. It's not like just because you've learned it before, I'm qualified to teach it forever. It's not like that. So yeah, happy talk.
Happy talk.